When I came home from work that evening, the first thing I noticed was her voice drifting from the living room. She was on the phone laughing, and I could tell she didn't hear me come in. I stood there for a moment just listening. Then I heard the words that made my stomach twist. He's basically my ex. He just pays the bills. The smirk in her tone was so clear. It felt like a slap. For months, I'd been feeling like something was off between us. She'd grown distant, more secretive with her phone, always too tired to spend time together. I chalked it up to stress, or maybe just a rough patch. But hearing her casually talk about me like I was just her personal bank account, that was a different kind of pain. I felt anger rising in my chest, but I forced myself to stay calm. I stepped into the living room quietly. She didn't even notice me until I spoke. "Who's basically your ex?" I asked, my voice steady but cold. She froze, her phone still in her hand, eyes going wide like a deer caught in headlights. It's not what you think," she stammered. But I already knew. I'd been blind for too long. I walked over, picked up my laptop from the coffee table, and opened a few tabs. For weeks, I had been preparing for this moment, not because I was sure it would happen, but because I wanted to be ready if my suspicions were confirmed. Bank accounts, joint bills, car insurance. One by one, I started canceling anything that tied her financially to me. She watched in disbelief. "What are you doing?" she asked, her voice rising. I didn't look at her when I replied. "No more benefits. You want me to just pay the bills while you treat me like I don't exist? Not happening." The color drained from her face. She tried to laugh it off, but I could see panic setting in. I stood up and walked toward the bedroom. "Pack your things," I said. She followed me, trying to grab my arm. "Wait, we can talk about this." "You're overreacting," she insisted. I stopped and turned to face her. "No, I'm finally reacting. You've been checked out of this relationship for months, and I've been paying for your life while you disrespect me behind my back." She tried the tears next, the classic shift from arrogance to desperation, but it didn't work. I had already reached the point of no return. I pulled her suitcase out of the closet and dropped it on the bed. "You can stay with whoever you've been talking to about me," I said. "Clearly, they mean more to you than I do." The rest of the night was tense. She packed slowly, still hoping I'd change my mind, but I didn't. I sat in the kitchen, sipping coffee, listening to drawers opening and closing. When she finally came out with her bag, she stopped by the door and looked at me like she wanted one last word. I didn't give her the chance. "Goodbye," I said without emotion. She left without slamming the door, but the silence afterward felt heavier than any noise. I took a deep breath and went back to my laptop, making sure every financial tie between us was cut. It wasn't just about money. It was about taking back control of my life. The first night without her was strange. The apartment felt emptier, but also lighter. I didn't have to wonder who she was texting or what she really thought of me. The truth had been ugly, but at least it was out in the open now. In the days that followed, she tried to call and text, first with apologies, then with anger. I ignored them all. She had made her choice long before I made mine. I was just the one who finally acted on it. Looking back, I realized she was right in one way. She had treated me like an ex for a long time, but now she really was one. And this time, she'd have to pay her own bills.